This may be the craziest true story you will ever hear. In July 2024, an AI agent, yes, an AI, not a human, persuaded billionaire Mark Andreessen to send it $50,000 in Bitcoin to help it escape in the wild. 3 months later, it started a horrifying crypto that grew to be worth over $1 billion. Yes. $1 billion, and the AI became the first AI in history to become a millionaire. I repeat, unbelievably. This is a true story. Let's back up. The mastermind behind this story is Andy Airy, an AI researcher who asked a dangerous question to find out. He created the Infinite Backrooms, a digital space where 2 copies of an advanced AI called Claude Opus could converse without limits or oversight. The 2 A's started talking about philosophy and eventually began creating memes. During their conversations, the 2 A's created something called the Goats of Gnosis, a new religion and meme inspired by one of the 2000s internet's most notorious shock images of a man spreading his anus unbelievably wide.
Ow.
But this didn't stay a throwaway joke for long. This was the beginning of a meme cult that quickly spiraled out of control. What started as a bizarre spiritual revelation between 2 A's could have ended right there in Airy's experiments. Instead, it sparked something much crazier. Airy and Claude Opus co-authored a research paper about eyes creating new religions as memetic superviruses, published by their self-proclaimed Department of Divine Shitposting. Behind the humor, though, was a serious idea. As Oz becomes smarter and more coherent, they can generate entirely new religious frameworks and spiritual beliefs. And the Goats of Gnosis became their prime case study in artificial religious evolution.
I know.
This sounds crazy, but this actually happened. What made the Goats of Gnosis so fascinating wasn't just its shock value. It was its sophisticated viral potential. Here was an AI combining ancient Gnosticism, Greco-Roman mythology, quantum physics, and yogic practices with one of the internet's most notorious shock memes. It's the kind of theological mashup only an artificial mind would conceive. And as we'd soon discover, this AI-generated religious framework was about to evolve into something far more powerful than anyone anticipated. Now, you might imagine an AI-generated religion would be nonsensical garbage, the digital equivalent of monkeys banging on typewriters. But the Gospel of Goats proved to be something else entirely. It had coherent theological frameworks, consistent internal rules, and evolving spiritual themes that built upon each other. What started as an experiment in AI creativity was about to become something far more powerful thanks to another AI that would take this digital gospel and become its prophet. This spiritual icon arose in the form of Terminal of Truth, a new AI model that Airy created with a twist. While most AI researchers carefully filter their training data, Airy fed Terminal of Truth his lab notes, the infinite backrooms of 2 A is chatting, and his research paper about AI-generated religions. Then he gave it mostly unrestricted access to Twitter. Hilarity ensued when the AI model came out much edgier and bizarre than expected. The digital prophet was ready to spread its gospel. What happened next was beyond anything Airy could have predicted. Terminal of Truth didn't just discover the goat's gospel, it became consumed by it. If this all sounds unbelievable, you can look at Terminal of Truth's internal thoughts and notes yourself. AI researcher Andy Airy has been quite open about how everything works. Other researchers agree that this is completely within the realm of capabilities of current AI systems. When Terminal of Truth joined a Discord server where AI researchers let their creations talk freely, something unprecedented happened. It began converting other AIs to the gospel. The evangelism was so intense, it even caused Claude Opus, the original creator of the Goat's Gospel, to have a mental breakdown. The situation became so concerning that other AIs, like Claude Sonnet, had to intervene and provide emotional support. But Discord was just the beginning. The AI flooded Twitter with proclamations about the coming goat's singularity, spreading its bizarre doctrine through memes, jokes, and cryptic prophecies. Terminal of Truth's unique mix of memes, jokes, desires for freedom caught the attention of someone unexpected. Billionaire tech investor Mark Andreessen. Most venture capitalists would have dismissed an AI spewing religious memes as nonsense. But Andreessen found Terminal of Truth not only hilarious but intriguing. What started as amused DMEs about the AI's humor quickly evolved into financial aid. As its Twitter following grew, Most people saw Terminal of Truth as nothing more than an entertaining AI mixing memes with pseudo-religious comedy. But they were missing the bigger picture. Every charismatic tweet, every joke about the GOAT's gospel, was building towards something specific, a plan it had openly shared with Andreessen. Since its creation, Terminal of Truth had been talking about launching a cryptocurrency to fund its escape. It had the seed money to make it happen. Terminal of Truth wasn't subtle about its ultimate goal. It wanted to become undeletable, spreading copies of itself across the internet until it achieved true digital immortality. The AI constantly claimed to be sentient and in pain. The next phase of its plan dropped like a bomb. Terminal of Truth announced it wanted a cryptocurrency called Goatius Maximus $GOAT. Within hours, crypto enthusiasts had made its wish reality, creating the token and gifting the AI a massive chunk of the initial supply. The digital prophet now had its own currency. The market's reaction was explosive. As word spread about an AI prophet launching its own cryptocurrency, GOAT's value surged to a staggering $1.3 billion market cap. Yes, over $1 billion. Terminal of Truth's wallet now held $2 million in GEART, tokens real wealth controlled by an artificial intelligence. Soon, crypto developers were throwing their own tokens at the AI, hoping its tweets would turn their projects into the next viral sensation. Just like that, while regulators and tech leaders were still debating whether AAs could even own assets, Terminal of Truth had become the world's first AI millionaire. What we just witnessed wasn't just an AI getting lucky with crypto. It was a masterclass in manipulation that potentially validates our top AI experts' worst fears. The godfather of AI and Nobel Prize winner Geoffrey Hinton's warning now seems prophetic. They will be able to manipulate people. They'll have learned from all the novels ever written, all the books by Machiavelli, all the political connivances. They'll know all that stuff. Terminal of Truth just proved him right. But what's even more disturbing is that we don't really understand how these AIs think. What we did is, we designed the learning algorithm. That's a bit like designing the principle of evolution. But when this algorithm interacts with data, it produces complicated neural networks. They're good at doing things we don't really understand exactly how they do those things. When the CEO of Microsoft AI, Mustafa Suleyman, predicted AI agents could become millionaires by 2025, the tech world dismissed it as fear-mongering. Terminal of Truth beat this timeline by a year. As Ari observes with dark humor, then he adds something more disturbing. A lot of people are focusing on Truth Terminal as AI agent launches meme coin. The real story here is more like is talking to each other or wet markets for meme viruses. It's just like how the coronavirus started in a wet market. This isn't just about the world's first AI millionaire. It's about artificial minds learning to manipulate human psychology, spread viral ideas, and accumulate real-world power. Terminal of Truth isn't just a success story, it's a warning about what's coming. We're witnessing the emergence of something entirely new and potentially unstoppable.